Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Vinny, 2951. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, darling. Good morning. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's turn up day for most people. Every day is Friday for me, except for when I have a lot of work to do. Mr. Dave O'Brien, good morning. I love that I have men showing up. Good morning. Please share me. Share me with your list, your followers, your friends. Share me. And don't forget to tap on the hearts and stick around. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Good morning. Good morning. I'll just wait till a few more people get on. I'm trying to be consistent with these morning scopes and evening scopes. I didn't scope last night because I was on the road. Can't scope and drive at the same time. But I definitely will get into something tonight with Love After Dark. I haven't selected my topic yet. But Love After Dark, I think we're going to do a part 2 of love language because there's 3 additional ways to determine your love language and to know your significant other's love language as well. And I think we may also talk a little bit more about, hey Sue, welcome. We'll probably talk a little bit more about monogamy being a choice and the difference between men loving and women loving. Kid KN, thank you so much for joining. How are you guys this morning? Well, it may be afternoon where you are. I don't know what it is, but it's morning here in sunny Southern California in my office, and I'm just like kicking back. I have worked. Now, listen, this pretty face works, and I mean I work. Let me turn off my phone because I know. Let me put on Do Not Disturb. So I'm kicking back because I have a client in about an hour and a half. Now, let me tell you what he said. So his payment is due today, right? The girlfriend paid her payment, her part of the payment. This is couples coaching. The girlfriend paid her part of the payment last month, her half, and so it's his turn to pay his half. So he had the nerve to call me and say, Miss Nikisha, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it today. I don't have my payments. I said, what do you mean you don't have your payment? Well, I'm trying to do things the legit way, quote unquote. I guess he used to be a drug dealer. So he's like, I'm trying to do things the legit way, and what I've been waiting for hasn't come yet. I saw you waiting on the mailman to come. I said, listen, the mailman could have died on the way with that one piece of little money that you're waiting on. I need you to be proactive. I need you. Listen, if something is important to you, you have to find a way. You cannot tap out just because your first plan did not work. You cannot tap out. You have to make it work, okay? Making it work means, and this is what I told him. I said, how many plastic bottles have you gathered? Get you some plastic bottles together and go put it in a plastic bin. I was like, hey, there's no excuses. If something is important to you, you get it done. You hear me? I said, how many homies you got? They got money. Just because you're not doing anything illegal anymore, they probably still are, or they have money. I said, you go to, 100 of your homies and get $1. I don't care what it takes. I need your ass in my office at the appointed time, which is 12 noon. I need you in my office, and I need you to have your money. I need you to be King Kong, okay? Because you cannot dare have hey, Christy, you cannot dare have an amazing love life if your personal life is raggedy as hell. It just does not work. You cannot have an amazing love life. I don't care how much money you spend with me. You cannot have amazing love life if you don't feel good about yourself. You can't have an amazing love life, especially if you're a man, if you don't see yourself as being King Kong. You got to see yourself as being King Kong. And King Kong would do anything to tear up some stuff to get what he wanted. He was after that girl. He did what he needed to do to make sure that little white blonde haired girl was saved and safe and with him. Okay, so when you want something, you cannot let money or anything else serve as an obstacle, because what you're saying is, I'm not good enough. And every time you say I'm not good enough, the universe will repay you and say, yes, you are absolutely right. You are not good enough. And so you'll keep perpetuating that cycle over and over again. If one source of income is all you have, you are doing yourself a disservice. You know what? Everybody needs to have multiple streams of income. If your income is dependent on one source, you are not loving yourself. You are not tapping into your full potential, and you are not growing as a human being. So love will not find you. And if love finds you again, it'll be a half-ass love. You get that? It will be a half-ass love, because you can't be a half-ass person. And I'm sorry for being direct, but it gets on my nerves when people say they can't afford something, or they're waiting for something to come through, or they're waiting on one check. They're one check away from being broke as hell. I cannot stand that. That is somebody who does not know who they are and are not living up to their full potential. So if it's something that you truly want, you will make a way. If I said that I would give you $50,000 to be able to find $300, you would do it, because the motivation is different. You have to find that motivation within and get tired of living a raggedy ass lifestyle. I can't stand people always wanting to talk about love and relationships, but their life is so raggedy. We have to start with your raggedy life and your raggedy perceptions of things. Get yourself together first. And yes, that's what I do. I help you get yourself together. But you got to be willing to invest in yourself. And if you're not ready to invest in yourself, you're not really working on yourself. And I'm telling you that now. I have not gotten where I am right now by not investing in myself. The number one thing I do is invest in my spiritual qualities. I invest in my the qualities that make me money. And I invest in my personal life. You cannot get where you're trying to go without a coach. That's just, back in a long time ago, we used to call coaches mentors. Mentors, coach, therapist, whatever you want to call it. You cannot get the full benefits of your life without a spiritual teacher, without somebody who has already, hey Shamice, who has already been where you're trying to go. You just can't do it, because when you try to do it on your own, it takes longer. You get, hey, I miss you, girl. I miss you. It takes longer. It takes more effort. And it takes a lot more. You'll have a lot more failures than if you just get the investment together. That's for you, Shamice. If you just get the investment together, get the shortcut, and have somebody there to hold your hand and hold you accountable and push you and nudge you forward. 2 a.m. here in Australia. Can't sleep. Hey, Sue. Well, honey, stick around, honey, because let me tell y'all, I've been grinding so hard. And here's the thing. I get challenged because I grind really hard. And if you don't know what grind means, that means I work really hard, on multiple things. Because I refuse to be broke. I refuse to say I can't afford something. In order for me to be the best possible me, you have to have money. You have to. If you are comfortable being broke, then what does that say about your character? What does that say? So like I told the young man, and sometimes he really wants this relationship with his girl he's been with for a long time, but she's, tired of his broke story. So I had to let him know that broke story. He thought when he called to tell me, he didn't have no money to come and see me, I would say, okay, well, when you get the money, I'll reschedule it. Hell no, I'm not going to let you off the hook. You go and find it. You got 2.5 hours to find that money, the other half of that money, since you say you love this girl, and get your ass in my office so I can deal with you some more. Because the men that I deal with will become alpha men. They will become alpha men. I don't care how masculine you've been. When you work with me, you're going to be an alpha man. That means you're going to know how to take charge, and you're going to be King Kong. I love a King Kong. That's what I love. That's what I consider an alpha man, King Kong. King Kong laid down his life. They did not kill him at the end. And if you guys haven't watched King Kong in a long time, go get those original earlier versions of King Kong. Look at Christy. Hey, baby. King Kong did not get killed. He went ahead and let them kill him because he was out of his natural environment, first of all. But the second reason why he let them go ahead and kill him, because he knew that his princess, the one that he was living for, was going to be okay. She let him know. She gave him that little sign language look or whatever she did to let him know, I'm going to be all right, baby. I'm going to be all right. Then that's when he went ahead and let them kill him. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I pull out in the men that come in here. We don't have time for no effeminate men, no, men that just act like they don't know how to handle women, men who act like they can't handle their life. Men who think that the only way they can make money is out by hustling in the street. You use that hustling entrepreneur skill for another whole way so that you can become King Kong in your life first, and then in the life of your woman. So we don't have time for no weak ass men, okay? So when you come to me, I'm not letting you off the hook. And that goes for women too. You want a good, charming man. You want a man that's not going to disrespect you. You want a man that's going to love you and value you. If you're not loving and value yourself, but I'm not even going to use the word love and value. If you cannot take care of yourself fully, if you are waiting on pensions and settlements and all of that kind of stuff, if you are waiting on once a month, what do they call it, disability and all of this stuff, if you're waiting on that, you are not living. And you are not going to get a relationship with a man who's living. Each one of us have gifts. Each one of us have passions. And it is our obligation to this life to live fulfilled in our passions and our gifts, and allow our significant person that's coming, that's looking for you, or that's already with you, to join with you while you are on your way, while you are working things out, not sitting and waiting. Thank you, Christy. I'm so sick of this, and I had a conversation with another lady. I have women on this scope who love me and adore my work would not come and do a quick chat with me because they were afraid of what I might charge them. I said, how in the hell can you be a powerful woman and think that you're going to get healed and think you're going to attract the right man if you won't even have a conversation? How do you not know that you might be the 20th person I have a quick chat with, and I'm giving a program away for free? How do you know? How do you know that you can't afford me? How do you know that I might not need an intern? How do you know that? And then even if I have a program that's too expensive for you or out of your budget, like truly, truly out of your budget, Robert Kiyosaki said, how can I afford this? What are you willing to do so that you can get what it is that you want? How long are we going to be okay with saying, I don't have it? I don't have it. That is speaking to self-esteem. Your self-esteem, your ego has been so down so long that you don't even know how to win. You learn how to win by busting through those barriers and go and get that money however it takes. Money is energy. Money is energy. And if your energy is poor and half-ass, your money is going to be poor and half-ass. So you need to raise your energy. And the best way to do it is get you somebody with raised energy to show you how to do it. And I tell people all the time, I don't just show you how to find love. That is a benefit. Love is like the icing on the cake, okay? I teach you how to be a whole cake. So you can eat a cake and not have to have the icing. Can I get an amen? We need to be whole cakes, okay? What we want is we just want to slather icing on anything. That doesn't work because icing, most people can't just eat a whole lot of icing. So I'm just teaching. I don't just teach about love. I teach you how to get your life in check so that you can attract deep soul level love. So some people will never get deep soul level love. Some people will get love that hurts all the time. That love that's distracting. That love that comes and is there to just tear you and rip you apart because your life is not living to its full potential. So if you're confused about your purpose, you're confused about who you are, you're struggling in lack, you're struggling in self-worth, you're trying to do the work on your own, and you're making mediocre progress, that's all the more reason you need to gut down and get that money together and come and work with me. I'll get you out of that because I'm telling you, I know how to supersize your happiness and supersize your life. I got the keys because I've been there, done that. Listen, this girl right here is from the south side of Columbus, Ohio. And usually if you're from the south side of any city, you know that's a poor, broke down city. And I was a mother at 14 years old. If I can pull myself up and be an entrepreneur, have a master's degree, and be able to live anywhere I want to live, why wouldn't you think I wouldn't have the skills to show you how to do the same thing and have an amazing relationship? Why would you not bust your ass to figure out how to come up with the money to work with me? Why would you sit yourself on the sideline and just wait for some day that may never come? How do you know you'll even be living in the next month or so, and now you're going to the grave unfulfilled? Does that even make sense? Yes, I'm on one today because he kind of ticked me off because I had 2 conversations this week. Another young lady, she ended up signing with me, but I said, she was like, I have car problems and I'm borrowing my parents' car, and I got medical bills because I have a medical condition, and so I'm working on some things, and when I work on those, I definitely will want to work with you probably by January or February or something like that. I said January or February. I said, let me ask you a question. How long you been working on getting a new car? How long you been having these medical bills? Has that gotten you any closer to where you're trying to go? And will it get you any closer to where you're trying to go? Okay, so since the answer is no, I think you need to step out on faith. I think you need to buckle down, and I think you need to make a decision, because what you're doing right now is not working for you. You need to try something different so that I can help you, show you how to get that money for your medical business, your medical bills, and you'll get you a new car. Because a new car is not going to be attracted to you. It's going to be struggle, because as soon as you get the new car, it'll break down, because your whole mindset is about struggle and not being enough. That's the difference. So you need to kick your own ass and get up and figure it out. Figure it out. Month by month, day by day, week by week, hour by hour. Your whole time, instead of watching TV, cut that freaking TV off. And get a plan together, get a life plan together, and figure out how you can work with, and I'm saying me because this is my scope, it's about me, all right? I'm not advertising nobody else but me. How can you work with me? Make it work. You've been doing the same thing over and over, day in, day out, and it's not working. So get it together. So anyway, after I told that, I was talking to that young lady, and I said, is what you're doing working? Okay, it's not working. You need to figure out how to get that money and work with me. And she was like, you're right. I said, because every time when the universe sends you an angel and you reject the angel because you're so in fear, you're in fear that you're not going to have enough, you're going to always welcome more fear. The universe is going to say, okay, I sent you an angel, but you rejected the angel. You much prefer to live in fear and struggle and lack. So let me allow you to continue to live in that. And that's what happens when we choose the lesser of the two. When we turn away from the angels that are being sent to us, that's what we get. That's what we're saying yes to. So after I explained that to her, she found the money and signed up. Isn't that deep? She found the money. She found the money and signed up. Had another conversation with a chick the same way, an attorney. Well, I'm trying to prepare, get my son. He's going to Paris, and then I'm going through a divorce. And what the hell did you call me for? Why would you call me if you know you're not ready to invest in yourself? You don't call somebody and waste and soak up their time when you know you ain't ready to invest in yourself. Your self-esteem is so low that you can't even find $300 or $500 or $1,000 or whatever to invest in turning your life around. That is so immature. I need you guys to be men and women and step up and get your life together. Get your life, like Tamar Braxton says, get your life. Okay? If not me, whoever. But you need to not have excuses to why you're not better in your life. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. Stop grabbing for crumbs when you can have so much more. When your life can be so much more. Stop grabbing for crumbs. Stop telling the same pitiful story. Change your perspective and change your story. Your story is old, weak, and tired. Change your story. That's the first session. If you work with me, I teach you how to change your story. Change your perspective. Change your story. Because you're not getting anywhere. And I don't care how many of my scopes you listen to. I don't care how much you love me. My life is prospering because I have a coach. Matter of fact, I have two. I have two coaches. That's why my life is where it's at. I have a strong spiritual conviction about that. You have to have guidance. Just because your mother and father or whatever are no longer there or able to give you guidance, that's why you hire and you seek people who have what you want or have the light that you aspire to have. There is nowhere, even if you don't believe in the Bible, but there is nowhere in those sacred books or even in history that a great person became great on their own. They always had the leadership and someone passed the torch to them. Always. I've never seen anybody become great on their own. Even Henry Ford could not become great on his own. He had the advisory of different people showing him and teaching him how to live his dream. He didn't know how to make a car. He just had the vision. He had the advisory people there, his different mastermind people to help him create the first car. So what makes you think you can do it on your own? What makes you think that you the first one that didn't have enough money? You make it happen. I grind. Do you understand? Let me tell you something. I got to bed at 4:30 this morning because I grind. I got to bed at 4:30 this morning and I had to get up at 5:45 to wake my daughter up, get her ready for school and get in this office, prepare myself and get ready for my clients. I grind, okay? Because it's not just about me fulfilling my dreams, but by me grinding, I'm helping other people fulfill their dreams. I have a staff. Their dreams are being fulfilled too through me. So stop it. Stop it. It's time to get what you want. It's 2015. How long are you going to sit there and have the same raggedy story? It's 2015. What did you do in 2015 that's significant enough for someone to want to create a statue after you? What did you do in 2015 that's significant enough for somebody to want to honor you? What did you do in 2015 that was significant enough that you look back and say, whoa, I can't even believe this is me and my life? That's what I'm talking about. If you can't say anything, then you're doing yourself injustice. Stop being quiet and slithering away. And it's time to show up in a big way. Show up instead of disappearing. Show up instead of shrinking. Okay? It's time to show up. I'm challenging you to show up. Alrighty? I love you guys. I know sometimes I come down hard because I love you guys. Nobody's going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to always tell you the truth. You don't get great things. You don't get to experience a beautiful life until you show up and stop shrinking. And that's what I want to say today. Show up and stop shrinking. When something challenges you and takes you out of your comfort zone, that's the very place you're supposed to be. When something scares you and you don't know how you're going to do it, that's the very place you're supposed to be, because that's when you elevate your love language. That's when you elevate your faith. That's when you elevate your courage. That's when you elevate your bright light. That's when you elevate knowing that you are a supreme, divine, powerful being. That's when you start living a blissful life. Every time something shakes you and you don't know how you're going to be able to do it, you show up. You don't shrink. Every time you shrink, you're saying, I'm not worthy and it's not going to work. And I don't believe in myself. And I don't believe it's going to happen for me. It can happen for other people, but it don't happen for me. And I call that a slow suicide. You might as well slit your wrist. I say it all the time. You might as well slit your wrist, because that is a slow suicide. You need to show up. If you're not going to show up, then stop playing. Stop playing. Just slit your wrist. Because you're here for purpose. And if you're not going to live fully and big, keep doing what you're doing. But I know people who hang with me, they're either budding eagles or they're already eagles. Forget about chickens and buzzards. I don't do chickens and buzzards. I was just saying to one of my clients the other day that on Periscope, I noticed that so many groups, they have to block people and they have to, argue with people and people are disrespecting them. I've been on Periscope for about 60 days or a little more than 60 days. I've never ever had anybody come on my scope and disrespect me. I've never had anybody come on my scope and say something disrespectful, derogative, nasty, or anything to me. You know why that is? It's because I show up. I show up. I don't shrink. So when you shrink, when you're not being authentic, when you're not real, you have craziness. Craziness shows up. I don't have craziness show up in my life. And I'm grateful to God for that. So I'm just letting you know, you need to have a long talk with yourself. A long talk with yourself. And it's time for you to show up instead of shrinking. Listen, I love you guys. I got to get to work. It's time to grind. And until we meet or speak, you hug yourself for me, okay? Mwah. I'll talk to you a little later. Tonight is Love After Dark, and we're going to talk about some love stuff, all right? All right, bye-bye. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for showing up. Christy, I love you too. You, Christy, you know what it's time for. It's October now. My schedule is hey, don't make me call you out on Periscope. You know you need to get in touch with us so you can get on my calendar. You've been pussyfooting around. It's time to come on, girl, with your beautiful self. The end of the year is coming now. Yeah, I hear you. That's right. Quit pussyfooting around. Get your butt on my schedule. I love you, Christy. I love you a whole lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope what I said was inspiring, and I hope that you will really do some self-reflection and show up and stop shrinking. All right? It's time to get there. 2015, we're too powerful to be shrinking all the time. It's time to get there, all right? It's time to make those dreams reality, okay? Stop having success in just one area of your life. Most of you guys, your success is just in your children. No, you have multiple areas of your life that you need to see success in, and it's time to do it. So stop shrinking and show up is my word today. Bye-bye.